So here's my next video. Also, if anyone hears any strange noises, I'm shooting, I still have a chicken over there, and it's still, like, the holiday season. So, I just wanted to let everyone know in case they hear any weird noises. My name is Serena, and in my last video, I talked about, family gatherings, as it being the holidays, and how families gather for the holidays. And how family gatherings for Ronaldo's family had gotten very weird and sparse, from what I understand. But it kind of left off on the point that I don't really know his family all that well. From what I know, a lot of it came from what my mom has told me. And I could also, like, talk about, like, parts of her side of the family. We never went to visit, like, her, like, my mom's side of the family. To actually just, say it as a fact, she didn't actually talk to her mom for, I think, 20 years or something. Like, they weren't talking when I was born. So, her dad, so my grandfather on my mom's side, I don't have contact with him either. The last time I saw him, yeah, that was just the last time I saw him. It was just weird. He was living in a van and, trying to, be a hobo. In fact, he was very succeeding in being a hobo. So, but if anybody, cares to hear more about that, I'm pretty sure I could, I'll talk about that more if anyone cares. But, that being said, I know more about my mom's side of the family than I do about Ronaldo's side of the family. So for Ronaldo's side of the family, what I do know is I know that there's 5 siblings. There's Alvaro, and then, in my last video I said it's Alvaro and then Ronaldo, but I actually think it goes Alvaro, Alvia, Ronaldo, Eddie, and then, there's one more girl in the family, and I can't think of her name. And I feel really, really bad about that. Esther! Oh my god. So sorry to Esther. She's the youngest, as you could tell. And, from, like, that, I don't know much more about them. I had gone to family functions from a young age. But, as I said in my last video, a lot of the family functions were spoken in Spanish, and in a lot of the family functions, it was very much like the kids go play and leave the adults alone. So, like, even, like, if they were, like, watching TV or, like, doing something, it wasn't like, okay, now we're gonna have, like, time together. It was like, okay, like, you get there and you go play with your cousins. Like, and no, like, adult supervision or anything, just go, like, do whatever they're doing, even if you don't want to play that game or whatever. But other than that, I don't have a lot of, like, information on Ronaldo's family. His oldest brother, I think I've said it before, but his oldest brother, the oldest in, like, the line of children, and the oldest brother lives in a boarding care in Pasadena, California. He is schizophrenic, but other than that, I don't really know. According to what I do know, he was living at home. He graduated high school. He didn't have a job, but he was able to graduate high school, and then he lived with his parents until I think he was, like, I want to say, like, in his, like, mid-30s or something. But I honestly don't really know all that well. And then from what I've been told, he pulled 4 knives to kill his family, and then they decided that it was unsafe for him to live in the family house, so he was then moved to a boarding care, which I'm pretty sure that the state pays for disability, but if you ask Reynaldo, he would say something vastly different, because he's told me before that he pays for it. And I don't think it's like a lockdown unit, because Reynaldo's also said before that that they let Alvaro out sometimes. Like, they'll let him, that he's gotten jaywalking tickets, but the facility that he lives at doesn't sound like to me that they were like, dude, your brother, escaped. It sounds like they were like, yeah, that's fine, so they trust him enough to, walk to a corner store in a city, or walk somewhere in a city, by himself. But if you talked to Reynaldo, he would think that his brother probably had the intelligence of about a 7-year-old, or maybe even, younger or something. Because at one point, I did have a conversation with Reynaldo when his mother had actually passed away. And he said that he hadn't told Alvaro that their mom was sick. So he didn't know she was sick, and he didn't know that she had died from cancer. So he wasn't at the funeral. Nobody told him or anything like that. In fact, I actually don't even know if the other members of the family have contact with Alvaro as much as Reynaldo does. I know that Reynaldo will go out and see him sometimes, but that's about it. So, it's just a lot of questions and without a lot of answers. And I had asked the questions before and gotten shot down when I was younger, to the point where I just stopped asking. So all the information I have is just from outside sources, and I'd like to get it from the top source. I'd like, to see pictures, or I don't know if the family actually had a camera, but I'd like to see something that shows what was Reynaldo's growing up years. Pictures of the family, pictures of his relatives, letters from his dad to his mom. Whatever he could dig up would be, fascinating. And I think it'd be fascinating for everybody else, because he talks the big talk, but he never has backup for it. He never shows, at least I've never seen him show evidence of his growing up years. He used to say that, we all played with a stick, but he never shows evidence of that he played with only a stick, that he didn't have toys as a kid, or that charities didn't give them toys. So I'd like some evidence. I'd like some foresight, and some, I'd like to see what I'd like to hear it from the first source. I'd like to hear what he has to say about his growing up years, not from a biased standpoint, but just this is where we live, this is what happened, stuff like that. Okay, thank you. Bye.